Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking you through a 30-minute full body Pilates workout. You don't need any equipment today, getting started on our mats in a child's pose. So knees and feet are together, hips are sitting back on the heels, and the arms are stretched out in front of you, really reaching forward through the fingertips to loosen up through the back and the arms, taking some deep breaths here to start this class. On your next inhale, I want you to shift forward onto all fours, arching your stomach towards the floor, sending your heart forward. And on your exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, curve your back up as you press your hips back to your heels, reaching the arms forward. And then inhaling to come back into that cow position, stretching through the stomach. And exhaling to curve back into your child's pose. Let's do two more like this. Inhaling to shift forward, dropping the stomach to the floor. And exhaling to curve the back up, engaging through the core as you press back to child's pose. Last one like this, shift forward on the inhale, stretching through the stomach. And exhale, press back. So either stick with that or let's deepen the stretch on the inhale. So inhale, shift all the way forward to your up dog, so pressing your hips towards the mat. And exhaling to ripple back, child's pose. 3 more. Inhale, round forwards, shifting into your up dog. Exhale, chin tucks towards the chest, and we curve through the spine, back to child's pose. 2 more. Inhale, arch through the back, drop the hips, working our spinal mobility here. And exhale, curve through the spine, sit the hips back. 1 more like this. Inhaling, shift forward, stretching through the front of the body and the chest. And exhaling to curve through the spine, sitting back, child's pose. Hang out here for just a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, shift forward onto all fours, stacking hips over knees and shoulders over wrists. Tuck your toes under and float your knees up off of the mat a couple of inches with a flat back. Take an inhale and exhale to press your hips up and back to your down dog, and inhale to shift forward into that hover position. Exhale, hips press up and back. Inhale, we shift forward, moving nice and slow, pressing down through the palms as we lift through the hips, feeling that stretch through the legs. And then inhale, engaging through the core as we come back to a hover, and exhaling to lift. Just give me 2 more like this, exhaling as we lift the hips. Inhaling to shift forward. Last one, let's hold with the hips lifted in our downward facing dog and pedal out the legs here. So alternate bending one knee and reaching opposite heel towards the floor, deepening the stretch up the back of the legs. Option to reach both heels down towards the floor, deepening the stretch. And then when you're ready, we'll shift forward back into that hovered position for our plank step backs. So step the right foot back and the left. Right knee comes in, left knee in, left foot back, left in, right in. So stepping back into our plank and then stepping right back into that hovered position. The spine is staying frozen here and the hips are staying lifted at the same height. Only thing moving is the legs going in and out, engaging through the core as we pull the belly button up towards the spine and press down through the palms. Hold back in your plank and drop your knees, hips sit back, quick child's pose before coming into the final move of this warm-up. So when you're ready, let's shift back forward into our plank position, stacking shoulders over wrists, and lift the right arm up, rotating into a side plank and pulse the hips up 1 time. Place the right hand back down, lift the left arm up, pulse the hips up and down. Left hand comes down, other side, right hand lifts up, hips press up and down. We place the hand down and switch sides. Keep going. This move can also be done with the knees down if this is a little bit too intense for you today. So shifting into your modified side planks instead of the straight leg side plank. Whatever works for you. Just moving with your breath here as you pulse the hips once on each side. This is your last one. Let's hold through center in our plank and then lift your hips up and back again, downward dog. Bring a slight bend into your knees and walk your hands back towards your feet, hanging out in your forward fold. Maybe alternating lifting one heel and bending the knee like we did in our downward dog to get a deeper stretch on each leg. Place both heels down now and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, ending all the way at the top with your head. And inhale to clasp your hands above your head, exhaling to lift up and over towards the left side of the mat in your side bend. Inhaling to lift up through center and exhaling lift up and over to the left side like you're leaning over a piece of wire. Inhale through center, let's do one more each side. Exhaling to lift up and over to the right. Inhaling through center, last one, exhaling up and over to the left. Inhale through center and exhale, lower your arms to your sides. Let's come into a lunge series now, getting ready to work more into the legs and the glutes. So step your left foot forward with your right foot back and bring your hands to your hips in a neutral spine. Inhale to bend into both knees and exhale to straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Keep going. Left knee is tracking over the ankle and right knee is straight out from the right ankle as we bend. Give me two more like this and then we'll add on. Last one, bend the knees and straighten. Now interlace your hands behind your head with the elbows out wide. Bend into the knees, rotate the upper body to the left, come through center and straighten the legs. So inhale to bend into your lunge, exhale to rotate. Inhale through center, exhale, press up to standing. Bend, twist, center, and stand. Bend as you rotate, obliques are engaged. We're rotating through the mid-back, so hips and legs are staying pointed forward the entire time as we exhale to rotate, inhale through center, and exhale to straighten. This is your last one like this, and then we'll switch it up one more time. So hold with the legs straight, reach your arms up overhead, bend into your lunge, shift your weight onto your front leg, straightening the right leg. Shift back to your lunge and straighten. Again, lunge, straighten the right leg, shifting forward. Shift back to your lunge and straighten the legs. Four more like this. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Press down into your left foot as you shift the weight forward, using your left glute to propel you forward rather than your right foot working in the back. Last one, bend, shift forward, shift back, and straighten. Sit into your lunge now for some pulses. So knees pulse down for 10, 9, 8. This is it on this side. You can do it. I know it burns. You're almost there. Just 4, 3 more, 2 more. Last one. Step the feet together, arms come down to the sides, shake out the legs. We're gonna head right into the other side and then we'll get a nice long stretch after this side. So step the left foot back, right foot forward, same exact thing. We inhale, bend into the lunge and exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press up through the feet. 4 more, bend and straighten. Inhale and exhale, 2 more like this before we add in that rotation. And last one, nice and simple. Straighten the legs, hands interlace behind the head, elbows out wide. We inhale, bend, exhale, rotate. Inhale, center, exhale, lift up. Bend, squeeze through the obliques, rotate through the spine, come through center and straighten. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. 3 more here. Rotate, center, and stand. 2 more before we switch it up one more time. And last one, bend, rotate, center, hold, lifted, extend the arms up overhead. We bend down into our lunge, shift forward over the right leg, shift back to the lunge and press up through the feet. Again, inhale, bend, exhale, shift forward. Inhale, bend, exhale, press up. We bend, pressing through the right foot to propel us forward. Come back into our lunge and straighten the legs. Let's do 3 more. Shift forward, back, and straighten. 2 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach. Come through center, straighten. Last one, bend. Shift forward, shift back. Straighten the legs. Let's come into our lunge. Pulse it out for 10, 9, this is it. Just for 7 more. 6, 5, we stretch after this. Just 2 more pulses. Last one, step the feet together. Awesome job. Step your feet out nice and wide, toes facing forward. And inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward over the legs in your wide-legged forward fold. Feeling that release through the backs of the legs. Option to bring your hands to your left leg, pulling your chest towards the thigh for a deeper stretch on the left side. And then switch over to the right leg whenever you're ready. Bring your hands through center now and turn your toes out at a 45-degree angle and bend into your knees, bringing your elbows to the insides of your thighs in a wide-legged squat, feeling that stretch on the inner thigh. Maybe alternating, dropping one shoulder towards the ground, feeling that stretch and rotation through the spine here. And then when you're ready, straighten the legs, hands come back down to the floor, and walk the feet in hip distance and slowly lower your hips down onto the mat, coming all the way down onto our backs for a core series now, so the legs are getting a nice break. Feet are placed hip distance apart with the knees bent, and we're interlacing our hands behind our head with the elbows out nice and wide, getting started in a little crunch series just to warm up through the core. So inhale to prepare, and take an exhale as you lift the head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Inhale, lower everything back down. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale, lower. And exhale, crunch. Keep going. As you crunch up, you want the head, neck, and shoulder blades all lifting up off the mat so that the work is coming from the core and not from the neck. Keep your gaze pointed towards the tops of your knees as you crunch up, so your chin shouldn't be tucked too far or lifted too high to avoid any neck tension. Give me 3 more here. Inhaling to lower. 2 more. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale, lower. Last one. Let's hold crunched up and release the hands to the tops of the knees. Give me baby crunches forward for 10, 9, so fingers are reaching towards the knees for 6 more, 5, just little movements through the core for the last 2, and 1, and slowly lower back down onto your mat. Awesome job. Let's lift our knees up to tabletop now, so stacking the knees over the hips and interlacing our hands behind our head with the elbows out wide, just like they were before. We've got a combo coming up. So crunch up through the upper body, extend the right leg long down the mat, bring it back to tabletop. Extend the left leg long, bring it back to tabletop. Lower the upper body down and crunch up to the left diagonal now. And reach the right leg long, bring it back to tabletop. Left leg long, and tabletop. Inhale, lower down through the center. Exhale, crunch straight forward. Inhale, right leg extends, exhale, center. Inhale, left leg, exhale, tabletop. Inhale, upper body lowers, exhale to the right diagonal this time. Right leg extends, comes back. Left leg, and back. Upper body lowers down, and we crunch up back through the center. Inhale, right leg goes long, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, upper body lowers. Exhale, crunch up to the left, firing up the obliques. Right leg goes long and in. Left leg and in. Lower down through center and crunch up here. Keep going. So going center, right, center, left with the crunches, but extending the legs right and left each time. working through the entire core with this series. It is super effective and super challenging. We're working a lot of muscles at once here, getting a really nice burn through the core. Let's do one more full round of this, so starting with the center. Lower through the upper body, crunch up towards the left. Right leg extends, we draw it in. Left leg. And in, upper body lowers. We're back to the center now. Inhaling to extend the right leg. Really use your breath to help you here. Left leg extends. And in, upper body lowers, crunch up to the right. We're almost done with this. Inhale, right leg extends, we pull it in. Left leg extends, we pull it in. Last one, inhale, crunch down. Exhale, crunch up center. Right leg extends and in. Left leg, and then we'll finish with crisscross or bicycle crunches right here. So rotate and rotate, reaching opposite elbow to opposite knee, switch and switch, just burning out the obliques here. You could do it. I know this is tough. Interlacing hands behind the head to support the neck as we rotate through the spine. Just give me 4 more each side. 3 more, moving nice and slow and controlled. Last 2. You can do it. Last 1. Hold through center, hug the knees in towards the chest, upper body lowers down. Awesome job. Press to the low back into the ground and rock side to side through the waist, feeling that little massage through the lower spine. Hold through center, and let's circle out the knees a couple of times, feeling that release through the hips. Just taking a moment to relax before we get into our next core series. Give your knees one final squeeze in towards the chest, and then place them down on the mat. We're coming up onto our forearms now, so stacking our shoulders over our elbows, pressing up through the forearms and the palms to lift through the chest, and keep a neutral spine with the hips. We've got a similar combo coming up, working the center core and the obliques as well, so lift the knees up to tabletop. And inhale to extend the legs at a 45-degree angle. Exhale, flex the feet. Inhale, point. Exhale, come through center. Let's shift the knees to the right. Kick the legs out, flex the feet, point the feet, bend the knees, back through center. Legs go straight, feet flex, they point. Center, shift, knees to the left, lifting the right hip. Legs extend, feet flex and point. We bend and roll back through center. So we've got our center core work with this leg extension in the middle, and then working the obliques as we dip the knees down to both sides and extend the legs from there. If this is too much of a challenge for you, just focus on that rotation through the hips. So keep the knees in tabletop and just rotate right to left, stopping in center each time for a breath. But if you're wanting the challenge, we extend the legs center, flex and point the feet. Draw back in towards the chest, rotate to the right, legs kick out, flex, point, bend, and center. Inhale, extend, exhale, flex, inhale, point, exhale, knees draw in, inhale, rotate, kick out, flex, point, bend, and center. Awesome job. This is your last one. And pull the knees in, lower the feet to the floor. We have one more move in our abs series, and it's super quick but challenging. I know you can do it. Reach your hands behind your back, pressing up onto the fingertips, and we're gonna straighten the legs, getting ready for our hip circles. A modification here is keeping the knees bent, but if you're wanting the challenge, extend the legs and circle them around to the right and back through center. Circle them to the right, through center, 2 more this direction. You can do it. Inhale, half the circle, exhale the other half. Inhale, drop, exhale, lift. Let's switch directions. Drop the legs to the left and rotate them back to the top. Drop to the left and come through center. You can really see me start to struggle here with these last few reps. You can do it. This is your last one. Hold through center. And drop the legs down to the mat. Press up into your seated position. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Very well deserved. Feel that nice release through the backs of the legs and the back. Maybe grabbing a hold of your feet or the backs of your shins or thighs, whatever works for you. And then when you're ready, gently walk your hands back towards your hips. Inhale the left arm up and over to the right side of your mat, stretching out the obliques on the left side. Come through center, right arm lifts up and over to the left, feeling that same stretch on the right side. And come through center, inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, and exhale, bring them back down to your hips. Let's lay back onto our backs now, giving the core a nice break, working into the glutes. So feet are hip distance apart, knees are bent, with the hands placed down by your hips on the mat. Inhale to prepare and exhale to lift the hips up off the mat into your bridge. Inhale, lower back down to the mat. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower, pressing through the feet as you lift the hips to engage up the hamstrings and the glutes. Drawing belly button down towards the spine to stabilize through the core and the pelvis as we inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Keeping your spine neutral here, so make sure you're not lifting your hips so high that your back starts to arch. You want your spine to maintain the same shape as you lower and lift, just pressing down through the feet to elevate the hips up. This is your last one, so let's hold the hips lifted up at the top now and exhale to lift both heels off the mat. Inhale, tap them back down, exhale, lift up. Only thing moving here is the heels lifting and lowering, so core and glutes are working to maintain that stability throughout the rest of the body. Inhaling to tap the heels down, exhale, lift. Just two more here. And last one, let's hold the hips lifted and exhale, reach the arms up behind the head and inhale, bring them back to the mat. Exhale, lift the arms overhead, inhale, bring them back down. Keep going. Again, the challenge here is the stability through the core and the glutes, so make sure that your back isn't arching and your ribs aren't lifting up as the arms raise overhead. Only thing moving is the upper body here, everything else is nice and frozen. This is your last one. Raise the arms overhead. Now reach the arms straight up from the shoulders, palms flip in and lower down with the heels. Inhale to open the arms and the knees and exhale, close everything through center. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. On your inhale, rolling onto the outer edges of the feet and then bringing the feet back to the mat on your exhale. Open and close, getting into the outer glutes here, feeling that squeeze through them as you open the knees and that squeeze through the inner thighs as you close them back together. Just give me two more, inhaling to open and exhaling to close everything in. Last one, open. Let's hold closed and finish out with pulses with the hips up for 8. 7 little squeezes through the glutes, just for 4, 3, 2, hold the hips lifted, place the hands down on the mat and slowly lower the hips down. Awesome job. Quick rest here, just rock your knees from side to side, getting a little release through the glutes before we come into our second and final bridge series of class. So when you're ready, bring your knees back through center and lift back up into your bridge position, elevating the hips up with a neutral spine. Lift the right knee up to tabletop, place it down on the mat, lift the left knee, and place it down, exhaling as you lift one knee and inhaling to place it back down onto the mat. Pressing down into the foot that's on the ground, activating up the glute and the hamstring on that side. Let's do one more each side like this, and then we'll add on. All right, now let's lift the right knee up to tabletop, extend the leg long, bend it back in, and place it down on the mat. Other side, left leg lifts, shoots out straight, bends back in, and goes to the mat. Inhaling as we lift, exhaling to extend, inhale, bend, exhale, lower down. So lift, extend so the knees are right next to each other, pull it back in and place the foot down. Awesome job, just 2 more each side like this, really pressing down through the entire surface of the foot that's on the ground, pressing up through the hips, making sure they're staying nice and level as we lift one leg up and send it out. This is your last one, so lift the left knee, extend, and hold the knee bent in. Let's pulse up with the hips for 8, 7, 6, you can do it, just little squeezes up with the glutes for 2, and 1. Place the left foot down on the ground, lift the right knee up, extend the leg straight out, bend it in, and place it down. We're back to this combo series. Inhaling to lift the knee, exhaling to extend. Inhale, bend, and exhale, rest. You can do it, really pressing up with the hips, keeping that nice neutral spine, core stays engaged to maintain that stability through the midsection of the body as we do these single leg glute bridges. Just give me 1 more each side. You're almost there. You can do it. Keep breathing here. And the left, lift the knee up. Extend the leg, bend it back in, place it down. Let's lift the right knee up and pulse the hips up for 8, 7, 6. You can do it. Keep breathing. Just 4, 3, 2. Keep the hips lifted. Place the right foot down. Option to reach the arms straight up from the shoulders. Pulse both hips up. Now this is where we finish. Just for 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing. Just 3, 2, and 1. Place the hands down on the mat, lower the hips down. Awesome job. Sway the knees gently from side to side, feeling that release through the glutes and the core. And then hug your right knee in towards the chest and extend the left leg long down the mat, pressing your lower back into the ground, feeling a stretch on the right glute and the left hip flexor. Let's switch sides, hugging in the left knee, extending the right leg long, tucking the hips under to get that nice hip flexor stretch on the right. Then hug both knees into your chest, grab a hold of the backs of your thighs, and rock yourself up into a seated position, getting ready to come into our final series of class, getting ready to work the upper body now. So come into a straight arm plank position. We've got a little arm combo coming up. So we're stacking the shoulders directly over the wrists and stepping the feet back in our high plank, getting ready for an up down. So bring your right forearm to the mat, left forearm, press up to the right hand, to the left hand, drop the knees, bend the elbows, tricep push up, and press up and back, child's pose. Let's do that all again. There's a lot of moving parts. So shift forward, untuck the knees, drop left forearm, right, press up left and right, drop the knees, bend into the elbows, press up and back for a quick stretch, child's pose. Shift forward, lift the knees up, right down, left, right up and left, knees drop, tricep push up, and we press up and back. Keep going. This entire series can be done down on the knees. So if lifting up for that up-down plank motion is a little too much, just come down onto the knees to make it a little bit more manageable. In our tricep push-up, our elbows are scraping by our ribs, really targeting into the backs of the arms, working the entire body with this move as we inhale, bend the elbows, exhale, press up and back for that nice quick stretch in child's pose. Shift forward, lift the knees, come down, down, up, up. Knees drop, tricep push up, maybe trying to get a little bit deeper for these last few rounds of this. And shift forward, try to keep your hips and core as stable as you can as you go down and up in your plank to really challenge the core as well as the upper body here. You've just got 1 more round of this, you can do it. Shift forward, lift the knees, drop down, down, press up, up. Drop the knees, tricep push up, lowering a little bit farther, and then press up and back, child's pose. Hold here in your child's pose now. You've certainly earned it. Taking a couple of deep breaths, just releasing through the upper body, really reaching forward with the fingertips. And then when you're ready, slowly rise up to a seated position and swing around to extend your left leg straight with your right knee bent. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, fall forward over the left leg, feeling that stretch up the left hamstring. Gently walk your hands up your leg, bend your left knee and cross your right ankle over the left knee, sitting the hips down, feeling that stretch on the right glute. Release that stretch, other side, right leg goes long with the left knee bent. Reach the arms up and exhale, fall forward over the right leg this time, getting the same stretch on the other side. Gently walk your hands up your leg, right knee bends in, left ankle crosses over, getting that figure 4 stretch for the left glute. Gently release that stretch and find a cross-legged position in the center of your mat. Inhale, lift the right arm, exhale, reach up and over to the left side, maybe coming down to the left forearm, feeling that stretch up the right side. Lift up through center, other side. Inhale, left arm lifts, exhale, reach up and over, coming down to the right forearm, feeling that stretch up the left side of the body this time. And lift up back through center. And that is it for today's 30-minute full body Pilates workout. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.